Hey there, everybody. It's Matt, and this video is going to be about the top 5 tips that you can use to make better lead magnets for your agency or B2B business. So let's get started. A lead magnet is typically a free piece of value that you exchange for their contact information. So things like guides, checklists, masterclass, reports, tips, ebooks, anything of that nature. And if you've ever been to someone's website and they have a form where you fill out your name, your email address, your phone number, etc., like that is an example of a lead magnet form where they're going to email you the lead magnet and start marketing to you with email marketing. These are so important because without lead magnets, a few things wouldn't happen. We wouldn't be able to capture leads. We wouldn't be building a lot of trust and authority and pushing them further down the funnel. And without lead magnets, we wouldn't have anything to bridge the gap between the top of funnel traffic and the bottom of funnel conversion. And I'm going to show you that in a second here. So in the overall funnel, and this is the 1000x leads funnel that we build, lead magnets are going to be right here in the middle of the funnel alongside the thank you page and email flows. So there's a few different options for this. You can run paid ads to the lead magnets. You can post it as the links in your content. You can even do cold outreach and promote the lead magnet if you want. But basically you go, you're watching this YouTube video. If you click the link in my description and download my free trainings, those are my lead magnets. And then you'd be added to my email flows and you'd see my thank you page. And then you'd get my newsletter, my appointment setter would contact you, and then you'd get an invite to my community. So that's how it works for me. It can work different for everybody, and that's going to be dependent on your business. But that's the purpose that lead magnets serve. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Matthew Larson, and I run 2 agency programs. One is called 10K per month, which, as the name suggests, helps you build an agency from 0 to 10K per month. And the other is called 1000x leads. So I work with over 315 agency owners on a monthly basis, and you can get my free trainings in the description of the video, just like I said. But this is what's working for all of these agency owners that I'm working with right now. So the first tip that you want to do is you really want to pay attention to and handcraft the first 60 seconds of your lead magnet, because that is going to be your first impression, and first impressions are very important in real life and online. So I would recommend taking out your phone and literally setting a timer and reading it out loud for 60 seconds and see what the result is, what type of impression you make. You need to have the first 60 seconds very good flowing. You got to hook them in and you got to build yourself up as an authority to even incentivize them or entice them to read the rest of the lead magnet. As annoying as that is, that's the reality. Just because they download it does not necessarily mean they're going to consume it. The second one is you want to have one idea and one image per slide, because it doesn't matter how good the content or how valuable the information is if no one consumes it. So you want to make it super readable and super consumable, or all of your hard work is basically for nothing. It defeats the entire purpose of the lead magnet, which is to demonstrate your expertise and build you up. So the best rule of thumb that I've found is to stick to one idea and one image per slide. So you don't have 10 different ideas in one slide or one, headline. You want to have one idea and one image that you made in Miro board or you just found on the internet or whatever it is, but that just makes it so much easier to consume, and that's the whole point of it. If they're not consuming it, they're not becoming your client. The third thing is to have a list or an exact plan of quick wins that they can achieve within 24 hours, complete with instructions, examples, all that kind of stuff. And this sounds counterintuitive to a lot of people because they just say, if you give them all of this stuff, they're not going to hire me. They're just going to do it themselves. Not necessarily true, or not even true most of the time. People don't really want to know how to do it themselves. They just want to know that you know how to do it. And it's very, very important that you convince them of that. And if they follow your plan, follow your instructions, and they get a quick win, and they can see the tangible results from what you're saying, they're going to trust you 10 times more than if you just said it with basically no proof. Like, these quick wins are proof to yourself. It's one thing if you can prove it worked for you, but everybody's always going to say, like, will this work for me? And this is a great way to prove to them that it will. So we really want to make it very easy and clear to help them get these quick wins within the first 24 hours. We might even have a section in our lead magnet that says quick wins and then just step by step. Very important part to making a great lead magnet. The next is to provide a framework. So something like in my Miro board, there's a bunch of different frameworks and graphics that teach people like exactly what they need to know. If you are able to make these frameworks, you can actually accelerate your career and personal brand by 5 to 10 years, because 99% of people can't think for themselves, can't think without a framework. And it's just so like such a valuable skill to have when you're trying to sell anything in business, especially like online services where they need to understand what it is that it's going to do. It's a great way to build a personal brand. It's a great way to build a following. It's just a very, very good skill to have. And I'd recommend getting a Miro board account and just practicing. It's hard to do it at first, but after you do it 10, 20 times, it becomes very, very easy. The next thing is to provide 10 plus examples in every lead magnet. Similar to the frameworks, 99% of people cannot think without an example. And when you give examples, it becomes a lot easier for them to understand and conceptualize, and that makes it more valuable. It makes your lead magnet better. And something that is very important about the examples is if you can provide examples of it being done and it being done well for a variety of different businesses and types, you break a lot of self-limiting beliefs and objections in their mind automatically as part of your lead magnet. You don't have to dig for them. You don't have to try to pry and figure out what they are on a call. It's kind of done preemptively, and that's very, very important. You say, okay, if there was no examples, you'd kind of be skeptical. Does this actually work? If there's a couple examples, it's easy enough for them to say that might work for X, Y, and Z, but probably not for me. But if you provide 10 plus examples, it's just undeniable proof that this works in the real world, not just in your document and in your lead magnet. You are going to get so many more leads and so many more clients than if you didn't do this at all. So to summarize, lead magnets are a very powerful and crucial part of the entire funnel. And we want to give away all of our secrets because people don't really want to do it themselves. And in a lot of cases, they don't even want to know how to do it themselves. They just want to know that you know how. And if you can convince them of this, they will hire you. And if you don't convince them of this, they will not. And that's why following these tips and making lead magnets is just so important, because if you don't, you're going to be missing a big part of the gap in the funnel where, this is you can think of the middle of the funnel in some ways as the convincing them you know what you're talking about stage. And if you don't have the convincing them you know what you're talking about stage, it's going to be very difficult to generate quality leads. The more valuable, the more actionable, and the more readable the lead magnet is, the more clients we're going to get from it. And this is exciting in some ways because it's not like if my lead magnet was 2 times better, I'm going to get 2 times many clients. If you made a lead magnet that was 2 times better, it's more like you're going to get 30 times as many clients. So effort and, editing and just continually making your lead magnet better is something that you should strive for quite a bit in this case. So to summarize, the top 5 tips are to handcraft the first 60 seconds and make sure you look very powerful and have a very good first impression. Always keep one idea and one image per slide, or if you don't have slides, per headline. Don't make it all jumbled and convoluted. It's a great way to just lose engagement on your lead magnet. You want to have quick wins within 24 hours that they can take your advice and see that it actually works. You want to provide as many frameworks as possible, especially to do with whatever service you're providing. And you want to have so many examples it becomes undeniable that what you're saying works. And if you can do these 5 things, your lead magnets will be more valuable, more actionable, and more readable. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.